Los Angeles, 1925. Shocking news. Alsa Thompson confesses to murder. She allegedly killed 3 people. Alsa Thompson was 7 years old. Was Alsa the youngest serial killer in America, or did Alsa made everything up? Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where we talk about real crimes and real people. This is the story of Alsa Thompson, a child's fantasy, or the power of suggestion. Want to know what happened? Let's get started. In 1925, Alsa Thompson was just 7 years old. She lived in California with the Platts family. Alsa had short hair, bangs, freckles, and light eyes. She was in 8th grade at Selma Street School. People described Alsa as a normal child. She was obedient and played like any other child. She was pretty, intelligent. She never caused the teachers any troubles. Russell Thompson, a telephone company employee in Santa Ana, and Claire Thompson, who worked at a large confectionery firm and lived in Culver City. Alsa had 3 sisters, the twins, Mildred and Muriel, who had died when Alsa was just 5 years old. And she also had a younger sister called Maxine. The family lived in Dauphin, Manitoba, Canada, but after the death of the twin girls, they moved to Los Angeles. Russell and Claire separated. Alsa and Maxine went to live with a Mrs. Ann Steele. Mrs. Steele described Alsa as very rational, very informed in some subjects, and very ignorant in others. Nettie, Mrs. Steele's daughter, took care of several children, including Alsa, until Nettie died. After Nettie's death, Alsa and Maxine moved in with another family, the Platt, who had 2 children whom were always arguing with Alsa. 2 months after Alsa moved in with the Platts, Mr. and Mrs. Platt requested the police to take Alsa into custody. Inez Platt accused Alsa of attempting to poison her family, and everybody believed her at first. And Alsa Thompson, at the age of 7 years old, was arrested. What happened next would leave everyone baffled. Alsa Thompson confessed all of her crimes. With no remorse, Alsa told the police that in 1922 she killed her twin sisters, Mildred and Muriel, who were 2 at the time, by putting ground glass in their milk. Well, because they cried during the night, and that bothered her. They cried for days before they died. In 1924, Alsa was living with Mrs. Steele. Alsa confessed to killing Nettie Steele by putting ant paste in the food. She did it because Nettie allegedly yelled at her. While living with the Platts, Alsa stated she tried to poison them with ant paste, acid from a radio battery, mixing it with coffee. Alsa also confessed to trying to kill Maxine, her youngest sister, with a razor blade. She confessed to poisoning 2 canaries and a cat, which she took great pleasure watching them in pain. Alsa claimed she was one of the smarter pupils and that she had interest in crime stories. Alsa confessed her crimes to whoever wanted to hear. She confessed to the police, to the judge, to doctors, and everyone was shocked. To try and make some sense of what had happened, the police gathered some statements of those who were involved in all of these incidents. Alsa's father, Russell Thompson, didn't believe Alsa had poisoned anyone. He called Alsa's stories children fiction, absurd, and impossible. He stated Alsa was under some bad influence, and that included her mother Claire. When it came to the twins, Mildred and Muriel, they didn't die from broken glass in their milk, but instead of intestinal disorder. Claire, Alsa's mother, once told Alsa never to put broken glass in the mouth. Claire believed Alsa had tried to poison the Platts family, but then she changed her mind. Mrs. Steele stated she didn't believe Alsa had killed her daughter Nettie. In fact, Nettie died from stomach cancer, which she was battling even before Alsa came into her care. But Alsa was a liar. Mrs. Platt stated since Alsa had come to live with her family, they became mysteriously ill. Her husband lost his force. She and her children became ill and weak. Mrs. Platt described Elsa as precocious, cooperative. She always helped. She was creative. She loved to create a dessert dish. She prepared a dessert with ant paste and sulfuric acid. When the family found out, Elsa became angry and tried to slash Maxine. Mrs. Platt stated Elsa cut up a rug with a safety razor blade. She destroyed the furniture, burned a hole in the table cover, killed one canary, and almost killed 2 others with poison. She cut a leather hat box into shreds. She also cut the intricate wiring of a valuable radio set. Elsa always carried a safety razor blade to school. Elsa had been stealing stockings and giving them to other girls in school. She stole money and gave it to a boy she liked. She also stole a knife and gave it to another boy. William Kearns was a friend of the Platts family, and he was also a target of Elsa's mischief. He was once a guest at the Platts' home for dinner. They had peaches for dessert. The peaches tasted terrible. William felt sick and had stomach pain. Shortly after, they learned Elsa had put acid in the peaches. William was actually who told Elsa about the acid in the radio batteries. William also mentioned on Maxine's sudden illness. The girl was struck with convulsions. And then Elsa confessed that she had put acid in the coffee. Elsa was seen by doctors and psychiatrists. Psychiatrists didn't believe Elsa had committed the crimes, but instead had an overactive imagination. Elsa was examined by the Lunacy Commission, which ruled Elsa was mentally sick and bordering on insanity, but not dangerously insane. One of its members believed some of the things Elsa said were true and also believed Elsa had been subject of an unhealthy environment. One of the psychiatrists believed Elsa had an epilepsy episode that could have resulted in criminal behavior. Some people believed Elsa's statements were false and that she had been influenced by an adult, maybe Claire or Inez Platt. Eventually, Elsa recanted. She stated through her lawyer her story had been put into her head and that she just told it. Russell Thompson asked the juvenile court for his youngest daughter Maxine to be made ward of the court until he could be granted full custody. He was awarded full custody of Elsa and Maxine. Elsa and Maxine moved to Orange County to live with her father, and they lived a normal life. Alsa Thompson died in April 1994. So what are your thoughts on this case? Did Elsa make everything up? Was she a young girl who wanted attention? Did anyone put those stories in Elsa's head? Or did Elsa really do bad things? Maybe it was a mix of everything. Elsa was a little girl who craved attention. She acted up, did some bad things, and created others in her head until she got caught. This was the story of Alsa Thompson.